Hey there, Scorpio. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. I'm here doing your February reading. I really want to keep these on the shorter side just because they can get too long, and I think people don't really want to watch a long reading. So I just did Libras, and it ended up being over 20 minutes. So don't feel cheated. I'm going to try to keep yours shorter just because it's just too much. I want you to be able to read it and move on with your life in a relatively short amount of time. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have this amazing Knight of Swords. So is that? No, it's Knight of Wands. You know what? I read a card wrong in the last reading. I think I had the King of Wands and I read it as the Knight of Wands, but that's okay. Knight of Wands. So this card is, I call it the honeymoon period card because it's that feeling of just intense emotions. You'll do anything to, when you first start dating someone, you first start, whatever, sleeping together or getting, that connection's really made. And you'll do anything. You drive 3 hours after work, right, to go see him for just a little bit. You just want to be together all the time. And it's a really exciting, great energy. Here's the other side. But it's unrealistic to think that any situation is going to be able to maintain that level of intensity. Now, the lesson of the higher court cards in the Wand suit is that they are able to maintain and motivate others when the new car smell's gone. Like, they can still keep people excited about things. But that just shows me that there's something this month, or you're coming into the month pretty excited about something. Or this is the sort of darker view, or maybe you're struggling with, it's starting to fade. The excitement's starting to fade, and I'm concerned about that. So it's really about managing expectations and, making sure there's substance there for the relationship, whatever you're doing, to be sustainable and something for the long haul. But it's something you have to just take it as it comes and say, okay, is this really just not working now that all the excitement and fireworks are gone? Or is it just an adjustment? So the first card we have is the Star card, and this is the back view of the Star card. This is the Vicevesra tarot. It's a really cool deck. So there's the Star card. And this is about healing. I mean, I see this water as being very healing. This is saying that you want to, so maybe something was hot and heavy and then it just fizzled out and you're kind of like, damn it, like, why does that always happen? What's going on? There's lots of things, most things in life, you really don't know how it's going to turn out until you've gone through the experience, at least somewhat. You don't know how a new job's going to turn out unless you're literally like doing the same job, but they gave you a title change or something. You know what I mean? You don't know. And even then they could put on more responsibilities and you're like, I didn't know how I was going to be able to handle that until it happened. A relationship, you don't know how a relationship's going to be until you're in it, until you're living it, until you see this person's true colors. And that takes a long time, at least a year, to really start feeling comfortable enough for people to let their guard down, and even longer for some people. You would be surprised at the bad behavior and the issues people can hide from you until, I don't know, you live together and they let their guard down enough. I don't know there's no magic thing, but so I feel like some of you have been through kind of a situation where you kind of got a dose of reality, because you have the Tower card down here. And the Tower card is if you look at it from this side, it's like, oh my God, that tower just blew up. Like, that's terrible. But if you look at the back, it was a facade. It was not a solid structure. It was not sustainable. It was just crumbled ruins to begin with. So again, for some of you, I feel like that's what's happening. But in the wake of that, you are healing. You're getting balance. Leo could be significant. And the eagle, that would be like an air sign to me. So balance, coming back into balance. And the lesson of the temperance, one of the lessons of the temperance card is, it's not like you get to one point in your life and you're like, oh, I'm balanced. Like I'm balanced. I finally got balanced and I'm good. Like that's not realistic either. Like managing these expectations, you're always going to be, trying to find that delicate balance. And there will be some sweet moments, that Goldilocks zone where things will be balanced, but that's going to be very rare. Most of us are just trying to find the right balance, trying to just always make small adjustments to stay in balance. That's a more realistic, and some of you may disagree with me, but in my experience at least, that's the more realistic way things are. You do have this gorgeous Two of Cups, and this is a beautiful emotional affinity between two people, the coming together of two people, the intertwining of your lives, and in the backside, the star cards here again. So I think some of you were healing from past situations, or a new love situation, for example, may have come up, or a new partnership, a new job, whatever it is. It can be anything. And you were really gun shy because you're like, I still have healing to do from a past situation that didn't go so well. So trying to embrace the new experience, but you're cautious. It's like, I'm not going to get sucked into the honeymoon period and think that everything is going to be sunshine and roses and fireworks and unicorns all the time. Like I'm matured, and it doesn't have to be hardened or cynical. It can be, that balance, staying centered and riding things out and seeing how it's going. Almost the Wheel of Fortune, staying in the center of the wheel, and not letting the ups and downs get you too much. I think Libra had this card in this, if not in the same position, they definitely have it, the Six of Cups. This is kind of very similar reading to Libra. That's why sometimes I don't even feel it makes sense to do also a reading for every sign, because I feel like the same messages come out in most of the readings. So this can be nostalgia. So be careful you don't first of all, if someone comes back from your past and you guys broke up, like you broke up for a reason. So don't idealize or remember the good and the bad. Like that's another part of staying balanced. Like if you're going to look back and consider going back with someone, don't just look at the good times, look at the bad. In fact, I would say look at the bad times more, because that is why you left. And it's like I doubt those bad things have really gone away. Like, unless the past was like, the timing wasn't right. You were both seeing someone, or one of you was seeing someone, so the timing just wasn't right. That's a completely different situation than I went out with this person for a year and we broke up because it just did not work out. Then we have I'm having trouble figuring out which is which. If this is the King. I'm going to look at, where's my thing? Sorry, it's a new deck. I can't remember what is what. Let's just look, shall we? So this, I think that's the page. Yes, so that's the Page of Swords. That really shouldn't have been that hard for me to figure out. So communication, new communication, writing things down. If some of you, I think, may find it beneficial to, if you find yourself up in the middle of the night thinking, like, write stuff down. Have something next to your bed. Write it down. Get it off your chest. And it can help you gather your thoughts and get things together if you're perseverating over something or worried about something or having trouble finding the right way to communicate it, like sleep on it and write it down and then revisit it later. But this is new communication. So for some of you, you will be finding something out about someone that will sort of make you realize that the relationship is not sustainable. Maybe some truths will come out. There is some conflict. Again, we have this Tower card. But for some of you, it's like, okay, in this next relationship, this next experience, this next job, this next friendship, I am going to communicate clear, be more communicative, and not sort of let things slide. I'm going to speak up. I'm not just going to grin and bear it and hope it gets better. I'm going to take responsibility for my part in how the relationship, the situation went, and not just hope it gets better and keep my mouth shut and have resentment build. I'm going to speak up and oh, it's neat on the back. There's actually someone there. I'm going to speak up and take accountability for my part in the situation. I really feel like it's this year, though, these are like this month, these are all experiences that you've been through in the past. And as you're embarking on this new situation that you're really excited about, you're like getting rid of that resentment. And it's not like, oh, all girls or guys suck, all relationships suck, all jobs suck. Like, it's like, okay, now I'm going to try handling this differently this time. I'm going to communicate more. I'm going to notice any red flags. I'm going to understand that I need to live with the situation for a while to be able to really understand if it's sustainable, if it's what I really think it is. And it's like really approaching it with a new level of wisdom and maturity. Okay, let's draw some cards from the Crystal Visions. We'll do a really quick love reading for February. 9 of Pentacles. So she, to me, is usually single, but single in the way that she, here's that Wheel of Fortune, staying centered. Like she's got it handled. She's got everything managed. She's like the Olivia Pope of the tarot. You know, she is like got her shit together. She doesn't need anyone else. But that doesn't mean she doesn't want a relationship or she's against it. She's just not going to settle. She's not going to, someone's going to have to really add something to her life. It's not like, oh, I don't want to be alone, so I'm going to try to force a relationship to work that doesn't work. Or I'm going to tolerate things I wouldn't normally tolerate because if I speak up, it might screw the relationship up. It's another lion. I mean, no, it's a tiger. I was going to say Leo, but that's the wrong animal. It's enjoying life, enjoying feeling really secure. That's it. And so confidence, having confidence in yourself so that if you're like, I'm never going to let someone treat me like that in a relationship, and then you're in a relationship and they do that, you follow through on your word and you don't tolerate it. You know, you have the confidence and self-respect to not tolerate it. And this isn't dramatic. This is just like, I'm sorry, this isn't going to work for me. I wish you luck. And that's it. There's no drama. This Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful new beginning. A new job, a new home, a new relationship, like your day-to-day world, something new opens up. So again, if you have this new confidence because you're like, these past experiences I've learned from. I mean, there's the worst thing about going through a difficult experience is if you missed the lesson, then it was like for naught, you know? Then it really was just a bad experience and a waste of time. So we always have to look for the wisdom in the situation, places where we can learn about how we dealt with it and how we can move forward in a more positive way. You could move in with someone. You guys could buy a house together. You could meet someone at work. Getting healthy. Maybe you meet someone if you have a particular hobby. You could meet someone that way. And even if say you're a guy and you love football and you're like, tons of girls like football, but you tend to go out with the guys and watch the football game. Like, how are you? Well, one of them girlfriend may have a friend, or one of their, you might meet a sister. You might, you know what I mean? It's like, you never know. And the Ten of Wands is just no baggage. You're getting rid of baggage. You're getting rid of resentment. You're not carrying, you're not taking issues from an old experience and putting them into a new experience. If you're coupled, you're letting stuff go and you're starting fresh. But you're really like, hey, I'm secure alone. So if this is going to work, we need to communicate better and to start off on a solid new foundation, and make that happen, or else, you know what, I'm not desperate for this relationship. I'm not going to tolerate it if it's weighing me down, if it's just a monkey on my back, if it's just draining all my energy and too much work. Okay, I said I was going to try to keep it short. I guess I kind of lied. I hope you guys have a great February. Thanks for watching. Bye.